Hey everybody! Today we're going to finish up this oak burl. This is going to be the larger part that I had cored a small bowl out of last year. I'll put the link to that video up in the top because I thought that I had saved all of the footage and I can't find it. So I have some still shots from where I shaped it, and this is what I got out of it. If you haven't watched the Ooey Gooey Chocolate Canyon bowl, you check that out and you can see how we got to here. It was a little bit dicey. This burl had a lot of kind of bad spots in it. And then when I put it in the kiln, and these are some stills from the kiln, some of the cracks got really quite bad, and I was a little bit nervous about finishing it up. I coated all of it in anchor seal and just in hope to try to prevent that, but it all worked out in the end. Since these are a nested set, I used the same color resin, and I love it. So let's go.
All right, it's time to finish turning this. What I tried to do here,
I molded this in one big plastic bowl, and then I put another big bowl down inside and tried to make it so that the weight of this would squish the resin up to all the way to the top. And it didn't, unfortunately. It just sort of pulled it, and then I've got more on the bottom than I really need because it went over the side, it looks like. So in an attempt to save as much resin as possible, I didn't quite get all the way up here. At this point, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this top edge yet. I'm just going to get this bowl turned because it's been sitting around the shop for a long time, and its little inner bowl needs a friend. So I'm going to try it with a
step center drive to get a
mortise. I think that's what I did initially. So it'll be a little bit
tricky with the step center,
but we'll work it out, I think. I don't know
what we're doing here.
I think that stub center is going to go through the resin all right. We'll find out. All right. I think that looks okay as far as balance goes. Let's see if I can get those little teeth to set and then actually be able to get this center out, which likes to not come out on me. You're going to see in a minute here that I covered the inside of the mortise with tuck tape just to try to keep the resin from soaking in through the bottom, maybe going up. Unfortunately, it didn't work out how I was hoping it was going to. And I think the idea is sound using the double set of bowls. I just may not have had enough weight in the center bowl to keep it pushed down far enough because it basically raised up. You can see how shattery the resin is when it gets thin. I don't even remember what brand resin I used on this. I poured it so long ago. It's probably Alumilite, but it could also be liquid diamonds. Now I just have to hope my big jaws will fit in there, because if they won't, I think we're in trouble. Success. Oh man, this just shattered all over me. I had little bitty resin shards in all the places I did not want them. But I'm also really just sort of hogging away here trying to get this resin off of the bowl so that I can get back down to the burl. I did put this in the pressure pot, so the good news is that where the resin was able to get to, it actually filled in all the little holes and gaps and everything. I was pretty happy with how that came out. I just wish that I would have been able to get it to come all the way to the top. I'm using a regular round carbide scraper here. And this is a traditional scraper. It's slightly rounded at the front. And this is a traditional inside bowl scraper with a negative rake, and I'm holding it on an angle to get more of a shear scrape. I blew all the dust off of it, and then I wiped the inside and the outside with denatured alcohol so that the painter's tape would stick to it. And I'm using 5-minute epoxy to fill the big gaps along the rim as well as the little cracks down inside the bowl. Okay, gonna let that dry, go have some lunch. See if we can finish this up. All right. 5-minute epoxy has set, and I think I'm just gonna take that down to flush all the way around. I'm not sure that I'm completely done shaping this. I'm gonna use just a regular scraper here, traditional scraper, and see what happens. And hopefully the lathe is going to behave itself. I'm going to have to stop procrastinating and replace the relay in this because it's starting to get flaky again. So please be nice to me. Just let me finish this, okay? No. Come on now. Wait. Yeah, definitely got to fix that. And I got to put the new regulator in my air compressor because that's also driving me nuts. I don't actually think I want to do a lot more shaping on this. I don't really want to take away from the figure of the Burl. I might do a little something to the rim just to give it a little bit more interest, but I don't really want to do much. I have this here book. Y'all should have it. Art of Turned Bowls by the Richard Raffan, who blew my mind the other day, totally freaking my freak talking about tenons and how you don't really have to have the shoulder, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so let's see, where are the template pages here? All right, so here are some of the suggestions for shapes. This is a relatively simple shape, just a little bit of an ogee there, and then it mostly comes back. The curve isn't completely smooth there yet because I'm not positive what I want to do. There we go. This is what I was looking for, rims. I don't want to put any beads on it, and I don't really want to undercut it. I don't know what I want to do to this. I've probably got enough thickness to do some stuff with, but again, the grain is really what we're showing off in this, so I think simple is probably best. I might just angle the rim in just a hair. All right, I don't know. Don't overthink it, stupid. Just make a pretty bowl, it'll be all right. Sufficient. My 3-inch sanding pad is pretty firm. These are my preferred sanding discs. These I buy from 2Sand. That's my all-time go-to best place to buy abrasives. I have badgered them into giving you guys a 10% discount, so I'll put the link for that up in the corner and then also in the description box. But the blue sanding discs are fantastic. They last a really long time. They're very reasonably priced, and I can't say enough about them, especially compared to the crappy ones I bought from Amazon when I first started. So anyway, this is what I'm going to use for sanding. I'll start with 80 and I will probably go up to 320, and then I'm going to use my favorite finish, which is Brad's Tongue Honey on this, and that is going to make this burl just pop. So I'm going to go ahead and sand, and because I have to turn all of the dust extraction equipment on and I moved my overhead air filtration device to right over me, it's gonna be really loud. So I'm just gonna bring you guys back when I'm done sanding. Although I suppose I could probably film a little bit and then be done, because nobody really wants to watch you sand. Just saying. Hey, your microphone works a lot better if it's actually on. Oops. I sanded through 400, and then I have just some little sponges, and I did 600 and 800 just because there's some resin in there. And we'll see. I think that the sanding paste is going to take out any last little streaky things. I already wiped it off with denatured alcohol. Now I'm going to put on a coat of shellac. It's amazing how fast that shellac dries. Okay, let us have some sanding paste. I'm using Brad's abrasive sanding paste. It's extra fine. Yes, ma'am. All right, so now I'm gonna do my favorite tongue honey. I apply this with a white Scotch-Brite pad. I've got one more good-sized oak burl that I haven't cut into yet, and then I have another. It's a good size, but it's not very deep. That might become like some couple of platters or something. All right, we're gonna let that sit a while, and then we'll come back and buff. And oh boy, this is going to be something else. And then I've got the little one that came out of this as kind of a nested set, so that'll be kind of cool. It's been a while since I've had a chance to work on a video, and I'm out of practice. This one is a little bit goofy anyway because I did the prep work and everything so long ago, but I forgot to take glamour shot pictures of the final product and its little baby brother together, so we're just going to have to look at them separately. Let me turn this off. Oh boy, that makes it really dark though, doesn't it? So I'll still have to sand this inside and then get that done. I'm really happy with how they came out. They are just spectacular and they feel really good. Both of these bowls are available either separately or as a nested set from Main Street Gallery in Leland, Michigan. I'll put a link to their website down in the description box. This guy, I don't even know what to think about him. I went out of the house to do something and came back in and found him sitting like this. Poor neglected beagle. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Until next time, y'all be safe out there.